Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host Tony Coleman, and today I'm going to do a unboxing video on the Moto G Stylus 5G phone. I got this on a special deal from Metro. They had a deal on these phones for $40, and you got 1 month of their unlimited service included. So overall, I think it's a great price to get one of these phones. It does take 6 months for the phone to unlock. So if anybody's looking to get any of these phones for an upgrade or a side trade or whatever, keep in mind that even though you don't have to have service active for the full 6 months to get it unlocked, it will take 6 months from the day you have activated the phone on their service before it will unlock. So basically, a lot of people do a process where they'll get one of these phones, they'll activate it, use it for a month, or just throw it in a junk drawer somewhere, and then leave it at that. So this is what you get. The box behind it's what it came in. Obviously, it was way too big for the phone. I have two of these. The other one came in a box about half that size and was more appropriate. And the only other things in the box was your SIM card, and they have a return shipping label in there. So apparently they are prepared for people not liking it and wanting to send it back. So I'm going to open the phone and show you what's inside. Okay, so nothing wow factor, just a typical protective sleeve around it. The shelf it came in has the documentation, which is the terms and conditions, the manual, and then your typical warranty stuff and such. So also inside you will get your USB-C cable and the charging brick. So not a whole lot of accessories, nothing to go gaga over, just pretty standard. My other phone came about 50% charged. It feels very well constructed. I like that the power button is recessed so that you're not accidentally hitting it often, but the volume button is up more, so it's easier to feel the difference. So basically, you've got your SIM tray, which also has an SD card slot, your volume, your power. On the bottom, you have your headphone jack, USB-C, obviously, microphone, and this is your stylus. At the top, pretty straightforward. It does have a flash. It has the 3 different camera types. It's 50 megapixel, and so you should have some pretty good quality pictures. I took a few pictures with my other phone and thought it looked pretty good. I won't say it's the best quality that I've seen from a phone, but it's pretty good. I think most people, especially for this price range, it will find it to be fantastic, a deal for a phone with a good camera. The phone does have 6 gigabyte of RAM, has 128 gigabyte of internal storage, so I think it will be smooth and sufficient for most people's needs for quite some time to come. So turning it on, you get the typical Motorola splash screen. The previous phone I tried did not take very long to boot up, so it should be rather quick. So here we're already going into the setup process. Now, normally you would have your SIM card already inserted, but I'm not going to do that with this phone. I will activate it later. The activation process for them is a little janky in my opinion, but it still goes pretty quick. It's not the worst setup I've ever used. So I'll hit skip. Now it's going to look for Wi-Fi in my area. I will go ahead and connect to mine, or one of mine, since I have multiple Wi-Fis in my home. After it connects and detects internet, it'll go to that page. Now here's the Motorola terms and software updates. I don't care to share with Motorola. I don't need all the smart updates and everything. Actually, the smart updates you should do, because that's what does your firmware updates and your operating system. So now it's getting ready. One of the things I do not like about the phone is the fact that it has a very slick back. So when you're gripping it, it makes it real easy to slide out of your hand. Since it is a bigger phone, navigating with your one-handed isn't going to be as smooth and easy, because it's so slick and so easy to juggle around. You're going to find yourself probably using two hands all the time, unless you get a nice case for it that has some kind of a rugged grip to it. I'm not going to copy files because I'm not actually transferring any phone stuff to it. Another feature I do like is the fact that they put the headphone jack on the bottom. By having it on the bottom, I don't have to worry about my cable on the top getting kinked or bent or broken. It also doesn't have the wire at the top constantly weighing the phone down, putting extra weight and leverage on it. It just comes out the bottom. So let me go ahead and sign into one of my Google accounts. If I can type properly. For some reason, I am fat fingering one of my characters. There we go. So, getting account info. Google services, sure, accept. I'm not going to set a pin right now. You can certainly do that now if you want, or some other time. I do not want them installing all the extra suggested Google apps. I will do those when I feel the need for them. All right, so now they're saying, let's stay in touch. And I'm saying, no, I don't need you sending me more spam. Theme, I like the dark theme. And then we're all done setting that up. That's how quick and simple it is to get the phone set up and ready to start downloading apps. In this case, earlier when I did it, there were 43, and it sounds about right, about 43 apps needing updated. So I would do that as soon as you get your phone going. Obviously, if there's any apps you don't want to update, you can address that. I don't know why it didn't go ahead and auto start updating these when I said to update all. But the phone does respond quite quickly. It's not like one of the other Moto phones that I had, like the Moto G Pure. It was terrible. But here we can go to the about phone, but I'm looking more for the system under performance. here's something, the quick launch. AI learns your usage patterns to help apps open faster. It's up to you if you want to use that app. Some people aren't comfortable with AI. I myself really don't care. It's got the RAM boost on, which basically means it tries to load things up in the RAM. And then system updates. My other phone had an update that needed to be installed. It didn't say it had one, but then when I clicked on check for updates, it did see one, and I told it to go ahead and install. I recommend doing all your security updates for obvious reasons. I know people in the beer money community sometimes don't want their phones to update because some of the new features will interfere, but I don't care. So yes, over Wi-Fi or mobile data, because I want it to go. So now it is trying to update. So it'll start downloading that in the background. It'll let me know when it's ready to install, so I can just hit got it and then move on. So as far as cameras go, it'll ask for your typical rights, but it is very responsive. The pixel rating on it is pretty nice. It's one of the apps that does need to update, but it takes photos quickly, as you can see. It already took it there. However, if you have a lot of motion going taking pictures, obviously it's going to blur. It doesn't do really well with avoiding blur. Because like I could do this, just trying to get photos quickly, and you're going to see the obvious blur from doing that. But stationary photos like that are usually pretty clear. So I always get people asking me how the photos are, or how quick it is to respond, or the shutter speeds and such. That pretty well shows you. The volume on it's not too bad. Like I said, it's been very responsive. No, it does not circle back around. It does stop based on where your icons are. So I know I keep getting the phone out of the screen here as I try to juggle back and forth on a few things, but I don't have a whole lot of complaints with it. This phone I would actually personally use if I wasn't already using a Pixel 6a. With the stylus out of the bottom here, you just eject it, and it'll automatically open up the stylus application portion. You can just start new. Here it goes into the free drawing or free writing, so I could just write text. I could do little doodles. You can erase. Actually, get on here, not the ruler. I need the ruler, but I want to clear all. You can do text, like this will tell you how to navigate it. I've already gone through it, but like this. Hang on, do I need to keyboard it? No, I don't want the keyboard. There we go. So I wrote this, and it should put it up there. I'm not sure why it's not doing it now. It was doing it earlier for me. There may be another setting I have to turn on, but it's very responsive. Well, I will have to see what's up with that. My other one, it automatically went into the texting I wanted, but it may have been something I accidentally hit. I'm going to discard, turn it back on, see if maybe it likes it this time. There we go. And then you can go back and edit. Not sure why it doesn't like my S's, but there we go. And so you can just keep writing out as much as you want. You can add to it. There's edits you can do with it. But I think it'll be a pretty helpful tool, especially if you take a lot of notes, or if you're like me and you want to remember certain things on the fly. And I usually use another app in my Pixel to just text it in, but if I had one of these, I'd probably use it a lot more. But just plugs right back in there. You can hear it vibrate a little bit whenever, or feel it vibrate whenever it goes back in. So it's a pretty handy dandy little phone. I will say that the speeds have been pretty decent in my area. It did pull 5G, so I'll have to be playing with that a little bit more just to get a good idea, but I won't give you speeds because I think it's irrelevant. It's based on what area you're in. So that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot of wow factor other than a standard Android setup with a few Moto apps installed. Not a lot of bloat, very responsive, pretty decent hardware in it. So anybody looking to get one, I would definitely recommend. So got any questions, concerns, please put them down in the comment section down below. If there's anything that you would like to know more about, or if you think that there's something I missed on it, or maybe you disagree with my assessment on it, definitely let me know. I'd be more than happy to discuss it with you. But if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button to get notifications when there's new content dropped, and then please like the videos so that other people might get the suggestions in their feeds. So that's all I got for today. Until next time, have a good one.